Hey everyone, Kelly here, and today I have Daniel from Daniel LER Violin and Viola Studio, and we're going to be discussing how Dan created 5 referral partnerships and got in front of 113 of his ideal students to grow his private studio in just 6 weeks. I'm getting a little ahead of myself though, so Dan, let's kick it off with this. Could you please briefly introduce yourself and your studio?
My name is Daniel Elyar. I've been teaching in the Philadelphia area for roughly 20 years, and with an a heavy emphasis on Suzuki pedagogy, but many other ages of students. Just this morning, I taught a 73-year-old student, and have done a fair amount of chamber music coaching in the area as well, and with emphasis on Baroque chamber music. And I have recently been trying to develop my private studio.
Fantastic. And can you tell me a little bit about your ideal student, who that is, what that looks like, and how long you've been teaching privately in your own studio?
My ideal student is I would say at this point, 6 to 8 year old beginner who's interested in the Suzuki framework, which includes a group class, so that they can have uh, a, a rapport with their peers right from the beginning, and very supportive parents. Uh, and possibly the another ideal student would be a pre-professional uh, uh, player of violin or viola who's interested in getting uh, some intense information on Baroque techniques, how to play the Baroque violin, or how to play the in the style of a Baroque violin or viola. That conceivably could be anyone of any age, but probably of an older aged student.
Got it. Got it. So let's go back to the beginning. What were you doing before we started working together?
I was trying to play the field. I mean, I just asking randomly, does someone have students or more? I and didn't I honestly I didn't really know where to start, so I started following various Facebook pages about teaching, and Facebook pages of things in the area, neighborhood pages, um, and didn't really get very far.
Got it. And your private teaching really picked up beginning to middle of 2020, kind of following the timeline of the shutdown, correct? And that was because of your performance?
Yes, that is correct.
Awesome. So as things shut down and you were looking to transition into teaching more, what were some of the problems that you were running into?
Uh, well, the technique of teaching online, we all, I think it was a challenge for all of us,
Yeah.
almost all of us. But a challenge that I encountered was just switching the mindset from, oh, I'm punching a clock at an institution, where the business side of a studio is not my concern, to uh, pivoting to mindset that this is my enterprise,
Mhm.
and me having to view what was essential, what was important for me in teaching.
Absolutely. And as you were transitioning to more of a business owner, in addition to
Mhm.
teaching your own students, what were some of the frustrations that you had in solving those problems?
Probably not knowing where to start. If you haven't done it seriously enough, then it's like,
Yeah.
how do I the only guide that I had on how to um, set up a lesson plan, or how much do I charge, was just looking at other studios in the area. And though they followed certain guidelines, they were different enough that it just I kind of would walk away from a website having more questions than answers.
Right. Right. So do you feel confident now about your pricing and everything that you kind of settled on? Is that more aligned with the vision that you had for your own studio?
Yes, yes. It fits what I feel is appropriate for my needs as a teacher. But the students who I have are perfectly perfectly happy and um, are happy to continue under under what we're working with right now.
Fantastic. So let's discuss a little bit how we started working together. How did you first hear about our program and the coaching that we offer?
I believe I posted something on a Facebook page, and I don't remember which one it was. It might be private teachers with private studios, some type of page like that, and it's very amorphous. It's like someone in different countries and things like that. And I just posted something. I'm looking to develop my private studio, and uh, Kelly Royden contacted me back and said, if you're interested in something like this, I'd like to chat with you. And I was more than willing at that point. I had nowhere to go. So it was nice to get some feedback, really direct feedback like that.
Absolutely. And as we started talking, what piqued your interest about potentially working together?
Uh, it, what piqued my interest, it was such a clear framework of what would be, uh, what needed to be done. Wasn't like, oh, let's brainstorm a lot of things and hope for the best or something like that, which is nice. But it was, these are these steps that will lead to developing a studio, and not just for tomorrow or next month, but for a studio, which is for particularly for a violin teacher, is a long-term commitment. You
Right.
don't really get a lot of back from teaching a student for 6 months. You get a lot from a violin student you teach for a long period of time. So,
Absolutely. And during our time now working together, what results have you seen?
what's been nice is actually getting feedback from teachers in the area, because I've been now in a organized fashion, or reasonably organized fashion, contacting teachers in the area, many who I know, some who I don't, and hearing what's been going on. It's like, our program right now is busy with this, or our program would love to have you get involved. And it's in this time of challenges. It's nice to have that rapport with your colleagues. So that's been very positive. It's also been great seeing all the kids. So
And you've definitely been in contact with a lot of them. I think
yeah,
our number was about 113 at
give
this
or
moment.
take,
And probably,
give or take a dozen or so. Yeah.
wow, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, what areas of your business do you feel have improved during our time together? And I know this is hard to quantify, but by how much do you think they've improved?
Oh well, I would say my financial goal I've kind of halfway met. So, and of course, that's a goal. That's like the immediate goal. It's like being a solvent, productive teacher. So I'm about halfway there right now. I'm just getting started, so I foresee being able to meet the goal. Um, I, I'd say just the teaching has been very gratifying. It's also kind of made it much clearer for me how communicating with members of my studio uh, has benefited by the coaching. It's like, these are things that we need to talk about, and this is how we should talk about them. And that's it's really important in this age where there's not a lot of face-to-face contact, that communication be as clear and as easy as possible. So,
Absolutely. So, in especially in your communication with your students and improving those relationships, why do you think they have improved?
I I've known what I've wanted to communicate to them, and I've said it in a clearer fashion. I we've been working recently, in particular, on more direct communication. So uh, students recently have heard me communicate. This is what we're going to be working on, or this is what I would like for us to work on. If you have any questions, let me know. And as we've discovered, that's a great way to get a response, even if the response is, "Oh, what is it that you want again?"
Right.
Or no thanks. I don't want to do that. But it improves the line of communication as opposed to emails that get dropped or um, oh, I didn't understand what you said. Could you go over that again? That type of thing.
Awesome. Awesome. So I want to back up just a little bit more again back to the beginning. Why did you decide to do business with me?
I saw your offer as being extremely organized uh, it, and very clear cut. Um, we the offer that you made for what we've been working on these past 6 weeks or so, it looked like very finite, very definable plans that could be followed through. It didn't seem unrealistic in any way, and it seemed really specific. And I thought, it in this time frame, there's no way that I couldn't get anything out of it. Just I mean, I, it's a very definite period of time. It was very definite goals, and it looked like a great way of being able to learn what I needed to learn in a short period of time.
Fantastic. And what kind of kicked you over the fence, so to speak? What was the final decision maker for you?
I mean, speaking about finances, it was price point wise, it made a lot of sense, and that just seemed very sure to me.
Would you recommend that others work with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
And who do you think that I would be a good fit for?
I can only speak from my perspective, but yeah, I would definitely recommend teachers who haven't developed their studios much in the past and would like to just take it to a different level, um, and how they can go about that. Certainly, the experience is there, and the or, organized approach is there for teachers like that.
Fantastic. And why should someone that's listening to your interview right now take action?
Why should they take action? Because we all want more students. I don't know. Well, I mean, don't we all want, or I mean, I could see how do I get a better studio could be a possibility. And all of us want a better studio. In my case, it's not just the numbers either. It's like I'm looking for an ideal student, and this is a good approach instead of I have cast my net out in the wrong direction and just gotten a student where it's like, yeah, this isn't a really good fit. Where this is a great way to develop the student studio that you really want, and they want to
Awesome. So, what is your number one piece of advice for musicians that are looking to build a private studio?
have really clear goals and stick to them.
Perfect. Perfect. Hey, Dan, where can more people find out about you online?
My website is has a lot of information about my studio. It's danieляlyar.com.
Fantastic. I know you have a Facebook page as well, so that's all linked
I
there. You can see some great examples of Dan's teaching and the resources that he's developed for students. He's really making some fantastic things. So check that out if you have a chance. Thank you so much for your time today, Dan. I really appreciate it. Bye, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.